go to the next slide because we don't have much time. These are all our collection tools that we can use to, you can use to get funds, from your customers, and then we'll give you apps for your mobile banking, internet banking, corporate banking. Let's move to the next slide because of time. I'm not able to. So we have what is called a SME Arena. Move to the next slide. We have an app that will assist you to be able to have increased operational efficiency. In a digital app that will be able to help you to track your revenue, your sales, your profitability, and inventory. So you don't have to be present at site all the time. You can know what's going on in your business, from time to time. We have other freelance freelance talent on tax consultant, on accountant, where we can match you. So you'll be able to get discount. What we're trying to achieve is give you a platform to have a reduction in your cost of operation so that you can be able to grow your revenue. Then we have a strong partnership with Google. This makes you have a hub where Google will connect you, put you on that platform, and then you are able to. Okay, so I think as I'm just rounding up right now because of time, I was given 30 minutes, but I understand it's 10 minutes now. We equally have other merchants and providers where you'll be able to get discount. Let's move to the next slide. We will help you in our mentoring academy to develop your capacity. We have consultants, we have partners all over the world that we put you in an ecosystem where you are able to work with people from all over the world and even in Nigeria. This will help you to reduce your operational cost and then build a capacity on a monthly basis for SMEs. We have people that come to talk to you on tax, on finance, legal aspect of your business, on export, whatever endeavor. Just identify with us, then we'll be able to let you know what you need to do in the next 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, as the case may be, so that you can be able to, scale in your business. We connect you to a lot of vendors, outlet merchants all over Nigeria, and then we are going to be developing some in Akwa Ibom here, where with the card that you have from us, you will be able to have discounts. We're able to ensure that you shut down and reduce your cost of operation. Next slide. We have a loan specifically for women. As a bank, we are very gender-friendly and very gender, sensitive. What we do, we have a dedicated loan that we give to entrepreneurs that have at least 50%, women in terms of shareholding. So what we do, we give you up to a maximum of 10 million naira, and the interest is very friendly, 70%. I'm sure you can't get 70% anywhere in your bank. So you get 70% from us for a tenure of 2 months, 2 years, and then you'll be able to run your business, to expand your business, purchase raw materials, asset acquisition, etc. Please, next slide. That is called the Z-Woman loan. The next one is the SME loan. We have various sectors that we are biased towards, where we know that the majority of SME. As a matter of fact, from the Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, 41 million SMEs are actually registered on the platform. Okay? So we are trying to see how we can tap and get more of them to be able to do business with us. We give you, as you come to us, about 2 million naira for this SME loan. Interest is 17% for 12 months, which you will be able to run with. As you grow, as you are committed, you defer gratification, concentrate on growing the business, we'll be able to support you more. Next one, as I just try to round up in like 2 minutes, please bear with me. For those that are distributors to FMCGs, like Nestle, Promasidor, etc., we'll be able to give you up to 5 million naira as a loan to support your business for 20% interest rate between 12 to 24 months. And then just go to any of our branches within Akwa Ibom State. We'll be willing to support you. I think that should be by the last slide. Let's move to the next one. Okay, other loans are available. I know for SMEs, your major preoccupation cannot be mortgage. Okay, so let's discount that one. But for auto loan for your business, you want to transportation, you want to finance your asset, personal loan, retail loan, we have varieties of loans we can give to you. Please, the final slide. So in a nutshell, we are committed to ensure that we grow. And I'm really, really serious about this. We'll work with the organizers of this program. We'll try to get 10 vibrant Akwa Ibomites, young entrepreneurs. We want to mentor you, provide finances for you, and then showcase you. We know that Akwa Ibom has a lot of quality, and then you can always succeed. That's our vision. Thank you this afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Special thanks to Akwa Italy, regional bank head of Zenith Bank PLC. Please, he deserves a better round of applause. If you want to be amongst the 10 people, please put your hands together. Thank you very much. Without waste of time, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, if you check it, you realize that we're actually running behind schedule because we've actually, in between, bring in some items that were not originally built for this. But because of the love of the content chair of this organization, for all of us to also have ways of funding our businesses, that's why we've given this extra for your take home. Thank you very much. Having said that, we quickly get straight to another talk show. I think this might be... Okay, please. Announcement.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please, this is just a quick announcement. We have some feedback that we are hungry and we don't want to keep the food so it doesn't get cold. But we are afraid that, you know, how we behave in Nigeria with food. So we've just worked with the protocol people and the audience.
Dream, explore your potential. Be part of the Ibom Ignite Conference 2023 with the theme Stretch, My Story, My Business. A platform to be inspired, showcase your entrepreneurship, network, and unlock more potentials on your way to success. It's happening live at Ibom Led Center, former E-Library, IBB Way, Uyo, Akwa, Ibom State, and online at Ibom Ignite on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube from the 26th to the 27th of September 2023 at 8 a.m. daily. Speakers, Mrs. Mfon Ekong-Usoro, Chairman of Conference, Mr. Babs Ogundei, Keynote Speaker. Talk shows, Blessing Akpan, Ekaito Mo, Usenudo, Barrister Morgan Ekanem, Victoria James. Special guest of honor, His Excellency, Pastor Umo Eno, Executive Governor of Akwa Ibom State. Registered businesses will be evaluated and considered for grants in 2024. The power to create your success story is in your hands. Write that story now. I am ignited. Be ignited. We are ignited. Ibom Ignite.
A fashion designer and a founder of Zion Worship. Please, the multimedia screen, can we have
Ruth Erican James, the founder of Vicky James, has risen from humble beginnings to become a key player in Africa's fashion industry. Starting with a single sewing and weaving machine in her mother's living room, she defied societal norms and economic challenges to build one of Africa's most celebrated fashion brands. Ruth's decision to leave the university where she was studying biochemistry was very daring, as it was fueled by her relentless pursuit of her passion for fashion. Her remarkable journey illuminates the capacity of hard work and consistency to transform dreams into reality, a message she ardently shares with young women across the world. Her brand, Vicky James' distinctiveness, has garnered her numerous accolades, including designing for the 2022 AMVCA Best Dressed Female. Despite the challenges of doing business in Nigeria and societal norms that often discourage young female entrepreneurs, Ruth's resilience and dedication have led to the global reach of her designs and collaborative ventures with organizations like the Vicky James Foundation and Zion Worship. Ruth's career is punctuated with defining moments, including setting up our own production building and successfully implementing novel pricing strategies. Her entrepreneurial spirit has led to the launch of her sister brand, Erican, and the expansion of her production space. However, Ruth's quest for knowledge remains unquenched as she intends to further her education in business management. Ruth Erican James is more than a fashion designer. She is a trendsetter, a mentor, a leader, and a testament to the power of resilience. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome Ruth Erican James.
So much for having me, Ibom Ignite. Akwa Ibom is song. I'm so happy to be here. So I'm sure most of you don't know that my name is Ruth Abi. Most of you know me as Vicky. So let me just give you guys like a background story since we're also here to tell our story. When my mom got married to my dad, she waited 5 years without a child, and she went to a crusade, and there was a white man of God at that crusade. The man of God prophesied that she was going to have a child, and she's going to be a girl, and that her name should be named Ruth. Meanwhile, my father knew, or already said from time, that when he has a female child, he wants to call her Victoria. So that's like why I have 2 English names. But you know, when you want to, which is one of the things that I'm going to share with you guys, when you want to start a brand, there's always a need for you to make the right decisions when it comes to branding. And branding has to do with like the identity of your brand. It has to do with the name of your brand, the logo of your brand. And trust me, if they put Vicky James and they put Ruth James, which brand will you think makes more sense? Exactly. Okay, so moving forward, they've pretty much said almost all the things I wanted to start with. But I'm just going to ask first, can I know how many minutes I have so that I work with time? I have 30 minutes, okay. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm not going to spend 30 minutes telling you guys my whole story. I'm going to spend maybe like 10 minutes telling you guys about my brand and how I got to where I am. And then we'll use 20 minutes for question and answer. Is that fine? Okay, nobody wants to ask questions. My story can take 1 hour. I can go ahead. But I feel like it will be more interactive, and I would be able to touch most of the areas that are very important to you guys. So, so far, I've done 5 years in business. Let me just give you guys a background story of where I'm coming from. I'm from Ibom local government area. Ikorabasi, to be precise. That's my village. And I grew up in Ajegunle, in a very, very poor home. You guys cannot hear me? Okay, you people don't like Ajegunle. I grew up in Lagos State, Ajegunle, and I was born into a very poor home. My dad died before I was 5. So imagine, growing up in a home where there's no dad, in a poor family. My mom struggled to put us through school. My dad brothers helped as well. But I will tell you that I knew I was going to be a successful person, but I did not know, how it will happen. I did not know it will happen this way. I did not know it will happen this fast, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm only 28 years old. I'll be 29 by June next year. I've run my business for 5 years now, and I've known people that are in the same business. So this is like me. That's why sometimes when people see me, talk about God and how good God has been, it's because of where he has brought me. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Okay. So there's something that I decided that I will always do when I have meetings like this. Before we get into like the business part, I'm just telling you people like background story. I will just take like 1 minute to, ask God to help us in this session, because I don't do anything without the help of God. Okay, so anyways, growing up, I thought I was going to be a medical doctor. I did pre-degree in ABAC so that I can go into medicine. I did not pass the mark for medicine, so they put me in biochemistry. And guess what? When I was in biochemistry, instead of me to face biochemistry, I started pursuing, makeup and hairstyling. Why? Because I needed to survive in school. So basically, I did biochemistry in UNIO, but what am I doing now? I'm an obioma. I'm a fashion designer. So what I'm telling you now is that whatever it is that you think, because some of you might think that you've not achieved so much in life. Why? Because what you planned for yourself is probably not where you are seeing yourself now. Am I right? But I want most of you to know that God's plan for you is not your plan. So it would be good for you to always keep an open mind for God to be able to do his work in your life. Okay, so I'm going to just go and I want to talk to you guys about, I'm with my phone because I have some slides, but okay, it's here. Just in case they don't put it up, that's why I have my phone. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys about how to build a successful and sustainable business in 10 minutes, and then we'll use 20 minutes for a few questions. Before I do that, I'd like to just do a quick word of prayer. I have a lot of Christians here, right? Okay. Father in heaven, we thank you, and we give you all the praise, we give you all the glory. I hand over this session unto you. I pray that you take charge in the name of Jesus. After this session, Lord Jesus, let there be a change in the lives of everyone sitting down here in the name of Jesus. Okay, so how to build a successful, can I have my slide back up, please? I don't want to see myself, thank you. First of all, values. There are a lot of things that, there are a lot of factors that has to come into play when you want to build, I'm sorry I'm facing this side too much. Now you want to build a brand that will stand the test of time, because it's not about so I won't say that is my fear, because I don't see myself to be someone that, I don't see myself to be someone that fears anything, right? But one of my fears would be to not or to stop succeeding in my field. Just stop being successful. That's like one of my fears. So in order for you to build a brand that will stand the test of time, like me, I say it all the time, that the reason I work this hard is because I'm building a brand that my generation will come and enjoy from. And when they are telling them why they are living good life or living a good life, they will push it back to me and say it's because of your great-grandmother or your great-great-great-grandmother. Because where I came from, I was not born into a family that, there's money or anything. So it's almost like I'm starting something, and it can be the same for everyone that is sitting down here. There's no person, I don't think, as long as we are Christians, the Bible says that we should come into the world and dominate the world. Everything that anyone that's not in Christ can have, we all can have, even double. Why? Because the one that we have is greater than the one that they have. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to be talking, if you don't want to hear Jesus too much, don't invite me. So I'm going to be making a lot of reference to God. Okay, so values. Establishing values is crucial for a brand's success. Values serve as direction and an ethical check. As a brand, I made sure that my values were evident in my business culture and how I relate with my stakeholders. My core values are success, hard work, respect, sustainability, employee growth and development, social responsibility. And I say success because that's like the first thing, that's like my primary value. So every time I want to give up in my business, I remember that, look, success is the only way. There's no room for failure, right? And then hard work. If you want to build a brand and you want to be lazy, my dear, you are not ready. Consistency and hard work is something that you cannot take away from a successful brand. Respect, as per you must respect people. If you have bad character, when you come out of your house and you go into the place where you want to do business, you will cover that bad character. There are some people that no matter how you try to change them, they will tell you, this is who I am. In business, there's no this is who I am. You will hide your bad character, that your clients, when they hear bad about you, that you are someone with, your character is not good, they will say it's a lie or she's not like that. Do you understand? So respect is very important, because in business, I have some customers that, they came to me because they wanted to make a dress from me. Now I have a relationship with them. And who knows what is going to happen through them for me in the future. So these are the things that you always have to put at the back of your mind. And it also helps people have good things to say about you when they want to refer you to people. Okay, so employee growth and development, that one I'm going to hammer on it, because you see, most people feel like when they have a business, their workers are like slaves. You feel like when you have a business, your workers are not important. Let me tell you, your workers are the most important. They are even more important than you. They are the most important part of your business, because if your workers choose to destroy you, my dear, you will be destroyed. So employee growth and development is very important. If someone has worked for me for 2 years and I cannot see any change in the person's life, then why are you working with me? So, okay, I claim that I'm a good business person, I'm successful, I carry grace, but you worked for me for 1 good year, there's nothing that has changed about you, then it means that I'm not doing well as a boss. So if you want to build a business, just be ready to take care of your staff as your own brothers and sisters. It's just like how you are taking care of, when you have nannies at home and you want to leave your children with your nannies, then you will come back and see your nanny don't beat your pikin. I don't tear. You don't know it's because of the way you treat that nanny. There's no way you will treat a staff well and that staff will be wicked. Unless the staff is a witch, then that's a different case entirely. Okay, so social responsibility, that now has to do with like you, how you, it's still the same thing with, it still relates with respect. Can I have my next slide, please? I think I'm now taking too long. So 5 minutes more. Okay, so branding. Branding defines your brand identity. So that's what I was saying before about my name and why I chose to use Vicky James as my brand name, and everyone calls me Vicky now, even if it's still my name. Now, your brand, when you want to start a brand, you have to be very intentional about the identity of your brand. And that has to do with the name of your brand, the logo of your brand, the colors of the logo, the first thing people see. When they come on your Instagram and they see your logo design there, is it something that is attractive? Or when people ask, okay, who made this dress? And you just give them one name because your father gave you one native name. You think that if you don't put that name, your father will not be happy or your family will not be proud of you. It's not every name that you use to do branding. Please, which name am I going to use as an example now? Please, can somebody give me a name? Okonubong. Ikpaudo. Okay. Imagine doing Ikpaudo couture or Ikpaudo designs. No. People from Akwa Ibom, they will be so proud of you. Trust me. That's why sometimes when I say, oh, I'm from Akwa Ibom, they're always like, oh, really? Wow, we're so proud. They will still be proud. You don't have to use Ikpaudo. Please, except you are planning to build a brand that is only going to succeed here. Trust me, there are some brands I want to patronize because of their name. I will not patronize them. Because I feel like, if this name can be like this, then what you are going to give me is probably not good, which is not true. Do you understand? There are some brands you want to buy just because of how sweet the name is. It will draw you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So your name, the name of your brand is very important. Don't put laziness into branding your business, because that is the most important part of your business. And then the logo, please, when you want to do logo, stop doing all this local logo that they used to do. The world is evolving. Evolve with the world. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? The reason why most Christians drag all these upcoming gospel artists now, or these new generation gospel artists, when they sing songs with beats that, you know, secular music people normally do, something similar to that, they will now say, this one is a hellfire candidate. Oh. What kind of song is this? Why? Because you're still living in the 1980s and the 1950s. Did the Bible write a certain beat that Christians are meant to use? The Bible did not. But because you are still living in the old, that's why when people do things that we are supposed to do now, you feel like, no, they are not children of God. I'm just using that as an example. And then keep your brand in the mind of the public. That still has to do with the name. If it is attractive, even if I don't remember it, when someone calls it in the future, I will remember because of how attractive the name of your brand is. It helps you to attract customers, thereby building sales and referrals. If your name is easy for me to call, even if I wanted to call another person, I might mistakenly call you. Do you understand what I'm saying? You people are not responding, no. They have started sharing food now. You people are not responding. Okay, so branding builds customer loyalty. It distinguishes your brand from other brands, and it helps you to build a good reputation for your brand. Next slide, please. Let's just do 2 minutes more. Okay, so identifying your SWOT. SWOT is an analysis tool used to identify your brand strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So that's what SWOT is. So you can just use that as like a guide. Strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So when you know where your strength in business is, like me, in fashion, I know where my strength is. So I stayed there. It's just like knowing your niche. If you are into any sector in business, because we have like different sectors. We have people who are into makeup, which is the beauty sector. We have the fashion industry. We have the music industry. There are different niches in those industries. So you have to find your niche and build on it. Don't try to do everything. You see, you are following 10 designers. The 10 of them are doing different things. You want to do the 10. It's not possible. You have to find your niche. If you want to do, if you're into what example will I use now? If you are into like couture, like the kind of couture that we do, which is more of like bridal, evening gowns and all of that, do it well. Don't be doing that one and I want to jump into like all those high fashion that people who they were born for that are doing. You'll just be confusing yourself because your customers will not even know which one they want to do from you. So that's also very important. Please, let's go to the next slide. Brand management, establish a good organizational culture. So let there be. So you see, the reason why I can travel for weeks and my work will still go on. My work will still go on very well. The only thing is I will just be shouting on the phone. Why? To make them work faster. Not that they don't know what they are doing, because I've built an organizational culture. So even if I'm not there, or half of my staff, they are not there, the remaining half that are there, they know every step. They know what to do at this point. They know what to do at this point. You must build that. It makes your staff have like some sort of unism or union. There's no confusion. This is just like when you are cooking, there's a recipe. If you want to cook jollof rice, you cannot be shifting like this. This is our own recipe. That's what I mean. Now, as a brand, you need to have and understand your purpose. What is the reason why you are doing what you are doing? Are you just doing it for fun? Are you doing it for money? Are you doing it to please someone? That one you will just fail. Why are you doing what you are doing? It's very important that you know it. Now, consistency, I already spoke about that. Let's move to the next slide. Social media. Some of you hate social media. When you open your phone, you say, hey, that's why I don't like coming to this Instagram. My dear, you're not ready for business. If you want to have a successful business, you must have social media presence. Do you understand what I'm saying? You must have. And it is even also advisable for you to put your face to the brand. But I understand that not everyone likes camera. That's why you see most brands, you don't know the owner. But there's somebody that you always see and you think that person is the owner of the brand. Am I lying? There's some brands, they have faces to the brand. If they don't tell you, you think that person is the owner of the brand. And it makes people more interested. If I come on your page, if I see two people doing the same business, I come on this person's page, I see you that your face, you're always putting yourself once in a while. Maybe you advertise your things on your own. You say something. I know you are the owner of the brand. I'll be more confident to patronize you. Why? You cannot run with my money. Because if you run, I have your picture now. I can use it to find you out. Is that not true? Hello? If people don't have to answer me, let me know. You will answer me. Good. Now, the face of the brand is very important. See, I know for a fact that one of the reasons why I have succeeded in my business is because my face is there. In fact, there are some customers that will say, anyways, it's not a problem. Now, spoil my clothes now. I will drag you. People that are not in Nigeria. Do you understand what I'm saying? It makes people more confident in your brand. I know many people that have sent me say, are you sure I should patronize these people? I know they see any face for them. I don't know who gets the business. If they don't sell my stuff, what thing will happen? Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So social media is very important. Be very, very particular about the kind of content you put out on social media. Don't just carry, let me take, for example, you are a fashion designer. So you will now be saying, how come so many people are doing well on social media, but me, I'm not? And I post a lot. You post a lot. What do you post? The thing you post, is it attractive? Is it that when I come to your page, I'm like, what kind of ugly page is this? What is this? I just live there. Because you don't know what you are doing. Some of you will say, oh, I want to be real. I will post this as it is. You think people that are successful, that's how they do it. That's not how they do it, oh. When they take pictures, they edit it. Do you know? If you don't know now. When they take pictures, if the color is not fine, they edit it to give them the color they want. When they take pictures, if the shape is not how they want, they make it the way they want it to be. When they take pictures and it's as if one side is bent because of the way the person stands, they make sure they correct it. If they're, oh, when it's your turn, you say, please, let me post it so people will know I'm real. My dear, nobody wants that. Only God sees your heart. Everybody wants to see what you show them. So if you like yourself and your business, show us what we want to see. I show my crowd what they want to see, and they are happy. The day I show them what they don't want to see, you will see what they will say. So is it like this? Please, I'm following. People don't like being real. I'm telling you the truth. Next slide, please. Is this all my slide? This cannot be all my slide. putting God first, okay? So if you want to start a business, let's assume all of you now, you want to start your business, or you have already started your business, but all the while, you've been thinking that you can do it on your own. You are lying. Thankfully, our God is a merciful God. You can always go back to him. So if you have a business here, and you've been making all the decisions on your own, trust me, if you've been making those decisions with the help of God, you will be probably times 3 of where you are right now. If you think I'm lying, when you go today, go back to the drawing board. Go and tell God, look, God, I want to put my business into your hands. Every decision you want to make in business, go down on your knees and ask God to tell you what to do. The name of my brand, I did not just wake up and put it there. My Instagram before was Vicky199. Imagine my Instagram to today is still Vicky199. So when you want to do anything, the littlest things, look, God is a jealous God. And when you try to do something on your own, God does not like it, if you don't know. Why did God say, let us put confusion in between them so that this building they are trying to build to reach heaven will come down? Why? Because they thought they could do it on their own. Once you think you can do something on your own, God does not like it. The fact that it succeeds does not mean he likes it. It is still him just being merciful to you, still showing you that he's a loving father. What am I trying to say? Put God first in everything you do generally. But you see, in your business, put God first, and you'll see the difference. Have I been able to convince you with these few points of mine that you can always build a successful brand? My time is not over. Oh. I still have 10 minutes. I checked my time. My time is not over. Please, can I have some questions? And I'll just take one question from here, one from here, one from here, one from here. So just 4 questions. So is there a second mic, or what do I do?
Yes.
Yes. So can I have a question from that lady standing up? I have 10 minutes. Let's just hurry.
Good afternoon. My name is Princess.
Hi, Princess.
Okay, please, I wanted to ask, what do you do about rebranding? Assuming you had already made a name, and maybe you did not register with CAC, and you've made a name for a long time, and then you went to register and you find out that the name has already been registered with another person. What do you do with rebranding? Okay. And then what do you also do when people downprice your services?
You don't want us to live here today. Anyways, what do you do with rebranding? I don't think it's hard, right? And I believe you are asking me based on social media, right? Good. So now, you already have some people following you on social media, and they know your name as so, right? If you have to change it because you need to register your brand, I don't think it's that much of a big deal. It might affect you a little bit, but it's only a matter of time. All you have to do is put up a nice post on Instagram explaining to your followers why you need to change the name of your brand. The reason is this. You can even just say, oh, and we are rebranding. You see how people... Did you not see a video of Asmusi? There's an Instagram influencer. She paid blogs to post on social media to say that something happened. She made us feel like she was depressed. Do you understand? These things are strategies. She made us feel like she was depressed and people were worried about her. Only for her to come back 2 weeks later, she has changed her name. She's now a doctor. I think she got 1 degree like that. She now changed some things in her bio and made a professional video to say that, look, this was just a whole process of me rebranding. And people who are real fans will love it for her. So it's not really a big deal. Make a video and put it out there and change it. It's only a matter of time. People will get around. Second question.
Okay. My name is Edogo Jennifer, and I'm an upcoming fashion designer as well.
Okay.
So my question is, how do you... Okay, basically you said you got to where you are through God, but there must be some things you did, some steps you took, some things you avoided, and then is it just your location being Lagos, what tips do you have for us upcoming fashion designers here in Akwa Ibom, not Lagos?
Vicky, can you just note down the questions so you can answer?
Oh.
Do you want to do that?
Let me see if I can do that. Okay, so your question is, what are the challenges I faced? Did I face challenges with location? Or what's your question again?
What tips do you have for upcoming fashion designers in Akwa Ibom?
I have to just take one question. Is that the one that is most important to you?
Tips.
Okay.
My name is Stephen Martin. I want to ask, do you go on fashion shows as part of your marketing outreach? If yes, will you be part of your fashion week next year?
That's a good businessman right there. I hope you guys know. Okay, next question.
Okay, my question is concerning, my name is Daniel Omori.
Okay.
A brand name, you talked about that. What if the product, the services that I offer is fantastic? Now, does my name, the brand name, does it affect the patronage?
Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Victor Efio. I would like to ask, how are you able to access funding for your business?
Okay.
Thank you.
No, don't worry.
Let's just take one more. Okay, that's all.
Yes.
Just one more question.
Good afternoon, Vicky James.
Good afternoon.
Yes, I'm a bit like, because I was following your topic, so I wanted to find out, the one you're talking is good for branding, but I thought you were supposed to talk of unlocking the potentials and then telling us your story so that it could link to the stretch.
Okay.
Because I've just gotten branding, but I don't really get it down, so that's why.
Well, what I was told is that I have to come here and tell you guys a bit of my story and talk about how to grow your business. You've heard my story. What other story? You've been here from the beginning. Okay, what part of my story do you want to hear? Because I feel like... You remember that when I started, I said, if I want to tell you my story, we can sleep here. Did I say it? And I said, I'm going to use like 10 minutes to touch the business aspects. Because trust me, even if I tell you my story and your story is not the same. The things I've told you are more important to you than my story. And the reason I said let's open the floor up, let's open the floor for questions, is so that if you have any question that you feel like I've not touched, you can just ask me. So is there any question? That's all. Okay. Okay, so let me just answer the few questions that have been asked.
We have a question.
Okay.
I think I'll just give to you. Let me read it out so I give to you. As a woman, how were you able to break the gender jinx to create impact in the fashion line? This is from Covener Gems.
Gender jinx. What does that mean?
The jinx of genders.
Please, I did not go to Oxford School. Oh. What is gender jinx? Do you mean how was I able to be successful as a woman when I'm not a man? I think, please, first of all, remove that mindset from your head that as a woman, you cannot be as successful or even more successful than a man. So, in fact, I think this is an opportunity. If you are a woman here, and all the prayer you've been praying in your life is for your husband to be very rich, and you forgot to pray for yourself, I'm sorry. Because there's a mindset that you have that as a woman, you must be like this, and the man must be like this. Well, me, the mindset I've always had is that I can be like this. Yes. If I say my husband will be like this, now some men will be like, I am mean, any respect. So, it depends on the kind of mindset you have. I think what is more important, change your mindset. You can be more successful than a man. I think what is now more important when it comes to man and woman, because I feel like that's where most women now start dragging for gender equality. And I'm not really one of those women. Why? Because when you have money as a woman, you now start dragging for gender equality. Sometimes your motive is so that you can disrespect a man. That's the reason why most women drag for gender equality. Because if you don't have that kind of inferiority complex, why do you want to drag with a man? Have your money and enjoy your money and still respect a man. That's just it. So it's your mindset. So let me go ahead and answer my other questions. Real quick, I'll be fast. So do I go for fashion shows? I've never ever been to any fashion show. I intend to go for the ones like outside the country. It's in my plans for the future. Why? Because when I'm looking for inspirations for my brand, I always leave where I am. There are so many people who are drawing inspirations and doing things where I am. But my mindset for my business is that I want to reach the whole world. And for me to do that, there are places I need to go. So I have that in my plans, but it hasn't happened yet. And definitely, as long as it fits into my timing and I have the capacity to do it, I don't mind coming to showcase my designs in the Uyo fashion show. So I believe that I've answered your question. And then my next question is, what if my services are good, does it affect my name? I don't answer them before. My brother, if your services let them be the best in the world. If your brand name is not good, if it is not attractive, it will definitely, not might, it will affect your brand. How did I access funding? Okay, so this is I think it's one of the things that lady was saying in my story, right? So when I wanted to start fashion designing, I started in my mom's parlor. They already said it. When I came back from Akwa Ibom, here, most of you might know me. I was like one of the biggest makeup artists here. At least before I left here, I was doing very, very well in makeup and hairstyling. In fact, I don't do House of Bora makeup before. Yeah? Yes, I've done her makeup before. I have the picture. She even has the picture. I've done her makeup before. So imagine me doing House of Bora's makeup as at how many years ago? You know, it means that I was a big girl now. You know, I don't touch big people's face. So when I went back to Lagos, I thought that I was going to continue makeup and hairstyling. But when I went back, God's plan was not that plan for me. When I went back, almost everybody I knew was already into makeup. Why? This is why you need wisdom. This is why you need God. Wisdom can only come from God. Assuming I went into makeup, guess what? I wouldn't have had a lot of customers. Why? 80% of the people I knew were into makeup. Who will refer people to me? How to apply wisdom? I said, God, show me the next place to go. I started sewing in my mom's parlor. Now, where the place of Zenith Bank comes in is also very important. I was already doing well in my business. Left my mom's place, rented a 2-bedroom flat in Magodo. I was doing my business well, but along the line, I won something from Zenith Bank, won 250K like that, one makeup competition from Zenith Bank. I also won 750K from a competition. So if you're building your brand, these are some things you should look out for. Because those two competitions I won went into buying some industrial machines for me, and it really helped me. And it also went into paying my store rent as at then. Now, Zenith Bank offered to give me a loan. Is this Zenith Bank? The man that was there, is this Zenith Bank? Zenith Bank gave me a loan. I use Zenith Bank is like my business bank now. If you patronize us, that's the business account that you will get, Zenith Bank. How did I get that? It was from the competition. They offered me a loan of, was it like, either 750K or so. And I paid in a matter of like 6 months without any stress. And it helped my business. I'm not saying, I didn't know they were here. I even thought it was UBA. So it's also very important. So don't take it for granted because it's also very good. So this was how I got some funding, apart from the fact that I was also very, very, very hardworking. I could go for 4 days without closing my eyes. I have people that can testify. So if you want to, when people tell me that, oh, rest now, I say it's not time to rest yet. Nothing will happen to me. I will not fall down and die. Hilda Basi stood for 5 days. Did she die? This is the time where I have to work. When it's time for me to rest, I'll rest. I hope that I was able to not waste your time. I'm done, right?
Okay, so there are questions that I'm going to give you to take home. If they can meet you up on the walkway or somewhere, I'm very sure that we can take them. Can we put our hands together for the very amazing Vicky James? Thank you so much. I know there are questions. I know there are questions and questions and questions, but I'm very sure we'll find a way to accommodate that. Ladies and gentlemen, our end of the road segment for Stretch, My Story, My Business, which of course is the theme of the Ibom Ignite Conference 2023, would be the session from the incredible. I've known him over the years and he has stayed incredible over the years. Put your hands together, make you feel very welcome. Mr. Emmanuel Essien of Globus Bank. Can we put our hands together for him? This is Banco. If you clap well, If you clap well, something can come out of it. This is Banco, and this is Global's Bank. So all the people on this side have said I should tell you that it's 5 minutes, sir. 5 minutes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So let me start by thanking the organizers of the Ignite Conference for organizing such a wonderful event. This event is actually, why it's important to me is because I believe that for Akwa Ibom to develop, and I've said this at several fora, one of the things that is we need to pay attention to is enterprise development. For those of us who studied economics, we understand the factors of production. One of the most important factors of production is what? Entrepreneurship. So a conference like this that develops that spirit of enterprise and entrepreneurship in the people, especially the young people, is really one of the things that we need for the development of this state. So let me congratulate the organizers and the conveners of this conference for the consistency also over time. The CPC chairman, Pastor Umo Jacob, congratulations also to you, the participants, for being here from yesterday up until today. I think you all deserve a round of applause. Please clap for yourself. All right, so in the next 2 minutes, I'll be talking about overcoming financial problems as a small business. All right, almost everybody in this room who runs a business, at some point, you would have to grapple with certain challenges that are financial in nature. All right, is anybody here who runs a business and you've encountered some financial challenges? Let me see your hands. Right, everybody. Okay, so that's what we're here for. Because of time, I'd just like the slides to move a bit quickly. Just follow my cue. Right, so we have, looking at the plethora of challenges that businesses face, right? If you look at the plethora of challenges that businesses face, you find that financial challenges are amongst the top, I would say maybe the top 5 or top 10 challenges that the business would face would be financial in nature. Okay? So if we want to look at the entire, if we want to stick to the entire gamut of financial challenges, we won't have enough time to handle all that today. So I'll just speak directly to, please move on, move to the next slide. I'll just speak directly to 3 challenges out of 4. The first is cash flow, the second is limited access to capital, and the third is high operational costs. So as a business, how do I cope with these challenges? Next slide, please. Now, the first of them, which is the cash flow issues, and this is a very, very important issue that we have to address, because a lot of times you have businesses walk up to the banks and they say, I want a loan. But before you go to a bank to ask for a loan, you must know exactly what it is that you are what problem are you trying to solve by accessing that facility. So you must be sure that you are able to manage your cash flow. What is cash flow? Is the movement in and out of money from or within a business. You must understand your cash flow. Okay, all right. So I'll just have to, I think there must have been some bit of miscommunication with the organizer, so I'll just wrap this up quickly. Okay, so please move on to the next slide. Move on. There's a slide that talks about when you want to access funding from a bank, one of the ways that you should handle it, right? Can you please move back to the slide that has accessing funds? Okay, so first thing, you must demonstrate a good understanding of your business. You must have a good credit history. You must have an understanding of the right type of financing that you need at that particular point in time, whatever it is. You must also be somebody who keeps your records well. Keep the records of your business activities, your books, all right? You must also demonstrate that you have the ability to repay whatever loans that you're taking from the bank from your cash flow. You must also maintain a good relationship with your bank, All right? Now, let me stress this. It is important that you must maintain character. You must maintain transparency and honesty at every point in time in your dealings with your bank. Please, this is really very important. And of course, you must seek professional advice at every point in time in order to understand whatever dealings or terms and conditions that you're getting from the bank that you're talking with. All right, so it's important that we understand. These are few tips because we don't have too much time. I would like to end here, but I want to say this, that it is important that as a business owner, as a business person running a business, you must understand finances. You cannot, we can't stress this enough. You must have a good understanding of the way that financial matters operate as a business. You cannot say, I'm not an accountant, I wasn't trained as an accountant. You must have this sound knowledge of financial issues. And that's one way that you can grow your business from where it is to where it needs to be. So thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Manny Essien of Globus Bank. Can we put our hands together for him? Thank you so much. Thank you so much indeed. Very distinguished guests, it's been a very, very exciting time for us at the Ibom Ignite Conference 2023 Stretch, My Story, My Business. To conduct the closing formalities for us at this conference, please put your hands together and make feel very welcome the man that has been at the center of it all, the man that has seen this from the drawing board to execution. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our chairman, Pastor Imo Jacob, as he comes forward to conduct activities and formalities that will lead to the official closing of the Ibom Ignite Conference 2023. Put your hands together for him, please, as he comes up. Thank you so much indeed.
Hello. Are you still stretching? We're sorry once more for the heat. But like the governor said yesterday, it's part of growing up, it's part of the stretching. We promise that next year it will be better. If you believe that, do like this. It's been a long 2 days, and I'm sure that you all agree with me that it's been worth everything you have given. Is that your testimony? The stories having been told are meant to get you to write your own story. One day you will stand on this stage or a stage like this, a stage beyond this one, and tell your own story. That's the end game. Secondly, every story has a commercial value. Every story has what? A commercial value. What you do with your story will determine whether it has a commercial value or it will be lost. The essence of this event was to allow those stories to help you galvanize and move towards writing your own story, not only writing your own story, not only telling others about your own story, but having a commercial value imposed on it. Then lastly, every story that has a commercial value must have impact. It would impact people. It would create global impact. It will impact you beyond your shores, beyond the limit of your world. For me, those are the snippets that I can take from this conference. And I pray that that is also your own takeaway. We're going to wrap up. And to wrap up, we would give you reason to hope for tomorrow, to hope for next year. We will talk about ongoing programs so that you have the information and use such information as we stay engaged till the next round of Ignite, which you can predict that unless there is no September in any year, then there will not be an Ignite. But as long as there is a September in any year, starting from next year, there will always be Ignite. So you can start now to make plans, knowing fully well that having been consistent in these last 6 years, we will ever remain committed to holding this. So you can put it in your calendar and we plan along. And watch out and see the various media announcements, and so that you don't lose out. If Prof is in the house, he's a better person to handle all of the proceedings under this segment. But before he comes on stage, let me use this opportunity to thank everyone. It is my duty to so do, because I am at the receiving end. When you are the chairman of any event, you are just one among equal. You can't do everything. So first and foremost, allow me to thank the visionary, Pastor Umo Eno, without whom we would not even know what is Ignite, not to talk of having Ignite all the years. So I'd like to say to His Excellency, thank you very much for your leadership, your vision, and staying on course, staying the course. I'd like to thank the participants, very, very valuable players. Without participants, there is no Ignite. Without you agreeing to come, without you not only coming, staying, without you not only staying, enduring the heat. Our governor put it right yesterday that even bread is made in an oven. And I believe there's a lesson or two to learn. So I'd like to thank you for engaging, for believing, for connecting, and for staying through. I'd like to thank our partners who not only believe, but they put their money where their mouth is. They put their money where their heart is. Globus Bank has just ignited us. Zenith Bank is in the house, and even the facilitator is a customer. You know, Ibom has given us wings and happy hour, Akwa saving, Anchor Insurance, Hensik, Yuan Care, Insect Motors. They're all there. They're all there. We're grateful that they believed and they put their money where their heart is. I'd like to thank Ibom Led for giving us this space to experiment and doing all that was required to make sure that, apart from the heat, every other thing works. So let's clap hands for Ibom Led. It's a baby organization, 1 month old. This facility was put together within a week. In fact, the last 3 days, because the tiles that you have on the ground was put afresh. We had broken tiles where you are sitting. So 1 week includes the tiles. But the real work started Friday night. Amen? Friday night, I think so. So there were guys who were working vigil, keeping vigil, to make sure that, you know, and also to do the project management that strings every activity and fit them so that they don't overlap and they don't create unnecessary hiccups. Everyone who had to come came, was brought in, they did their pieces, bits and pieces. So on Tuesday morning, we saw a hall. So I'd like to thank Ibom Led. And lastly, I'd like to thank all the members of the Central Planning Committee. For me, I'm the most blessed person because I couldn't have asked for a better committee than all of you guys. I always say that you are the greatest. And you have proven year in, year out that not only are you the greatest, you remain the greatest. They have toiled, they have given their talents, they have, sacrificed their convenience, They have done everything to advance the cause of this. But one more thing that I think they have done that needs to be talked about, they have invested in your life. They have invested in your future. They have done all of these things because they want your future to be better than theirs. They've invested in other people's children, not minding that they don't have to, but they have done so, believing that it is the right thing to do. And when you are in doubt of doing the right thing, always know that it is the right thing to do the right thing, because after all said and done, it will remain what? The right thing. So I'd like to thank all of them for this that they have done. And stakeholders, I'd like to thank Akwa Ibom people. Hallelujah. You know why? They have behaved themselves. They didn't break the barriers to come in, knowing that there's a public event happening here. I didn't see show boys in the room. I didn't see placards and all that. I think Akwa Ibom is a destination of choice. It's a place to be. I invite the world to come to Akwa Ibom. We have people who are well-groomed to receive visitors and to conduct their affairs in a decent manner. So having said those, because I may not come up again to do all that I'm doing, I'm looking forward to having Prof come on stage to conduct the rest of the closing proceedings. Prof is our digital secretariat. We don't mistake him for his swagger style. He's rugged. When it comes to finances, this is the best secretariat coordinator or head person that I can think of. With Prof, you can go home and sleep. He supports me like an anchor. And I showcase him. And I want to present him to the world that this man, the sky is not the limit, because he will go through the sky. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Please, let's just appreciate and celebrate my chairman one more time. Thank you so much for your confidence and trust, and of course, the things that we are learning from you. One of the things I've learned, I've been taught through so many people. I've been taught through my dad, and one thing I've picked up from our chairman is the skill of delegation. Just get the team together, delegate the assignment, and just check and be sure that it's done. Thank you so much, sir, for your leadership and for the things that you're doing. We've come to this point where we want to begin to wind down, and every year we try to give a business grant to people who have gone through the process and whom we believe that have gone through all of the procedures that were put in place, and trusting that they will take the seed capital and put it to their business, turn the business around, and let us have more entrepreneurs being raised and have more stories to tell, at least to encourage the young people. And this year is not an exception. Please, I'd just like to say this quickly. We've had some feedbacks from people that you probably didn't understand. You didn't know when the applications were submitted, when registrations were done, all of this and that maybe there's some government or political inclination to this. This is completely not political. This is completely not governmental. This is just, of course, you know that this started 2017 and 5 years ago. What happened is this, and that's what will happen now. At the end of every conference, as we wrap up, the portals for registration or application for the business grants are opened up, and people just begin to apply. And at the specific time where we close the portals, we now begin to do selections, run through, and that's what culminates to what we are going to do today. So as we are closing and wrapping up this year's Ibom Ignite conference, you should just be on lookout within the Ibom Ignite community The information will be available. You could take advantage of it, apply, and just submit it. The team responsible for the process will contact you, and the selections will go through. The people we're about to call out today have gone through a rigorous process. We had about 400 and something persons that applied, and ultimately we invited them, and 100 and something persons went through all the final screening. We went down to 50, and then we had a 2-day orientation and training for them. All of them went through the process. Ultimately, we came down with 20, and we had 10 startups, and we had 10 existing businesses. Ultimately, they pitched at the competition. The first winners for the existing business will go on with 2 million naira. And of course, the second runner-up will do 1 million naira. Then we have the first prize for the startup business will go with 1 million naira, and the second or runner-up will go home with 500,000. Every other person that participated in that within the first 20 or the last 20, if you will, that became the first 20, depending on how you flip it, will now go with what we call consolation prizes of about 250,000 naira, just to help them add up to what they're doing. And of course, they can reapply, and of course, you never can tell. By next year, they could win the prizes. I'm just trying to check if the dummy checks are ready. Okay, while we're trying to wait for that, we'd like to encourage people and say that Ibom Ignite, thanks to we have, thanks to Ibom led, and this place facility is owned and managed by Ibom led. Ibom Ignite, of course, is partnering with Ibom led to ensure that our processes are maintained. So we have where we can, collate everyone that is willing to do business, and we partner with Ibom led, run you through a training, and of course, it will be a continuous thing. If you check on your program, you'll see that we're inviting you to join the Ibom Ignite community, where we'll begin to share information, do mentorship. Someone asked about mentorship, and Mr. Hussein Udo talked about it. We will have the mentorship program running. If you're interested, the information will be made available. Then, of course, training. So all of that is in partnership with Ibom led. Next year's event, please, we'll start planning for it now and get ready for it next year. And of course, I've talked about the application. I'd just like to announce, before we take a video that will be played on the pitch deck that took place, pitch deck competition, and of course, we announce the winners, and we go on to the next thing. We've been informed that some persons have lost their phones, and so just in case, just check around you. In case there's a phone that doesn't look like yours, or that probably is the same model as yours, but the picture on it is not you, please just send it to any of the protocol people. It will get around. And I would like to advise, we will not be making this kind of announcements in our events. Please, when next you come for any of our events, Ibom Ignite, ensure that you take care of your properties and make sure that you understand that everybody is a suspect, including yourself. So keep your things well, and but in case, let's be our brother's keeper and just check. You could do well to return it. Of course, I've also been informed that yesterday, when the First Lady came, she saw the women in business that did the exhibition, and she had promised to send some support to them. I've just been told that she has made through our words, and she has fulfilled our promises to them. So they will be getting the support from the First Lady just after now. I'm not going to announce the amount. such amounts will not be announced so that we don't go and trouble them. Okay, finally, I want to ask that we play the videos. Let's see how it's just a summary of the process for the competition and how we arrived at those that we finally picked. And
guiding the next generation of Akwa Ibom's youth since 2017. Its mission is to encourage young entrepreneurs to pursue their passion for business and create a brighter future. In 2022, the Ibom Ignite conference reached a significant milestone with the launch of a portal. This platform allowed budding entrepreneurs to apply for the 2023 Grant Pitch competition. The response was overwhelming, as over 400 applicants submitted their ideas. Through the meticulous pre-qualification process, 100 exceptional applicants were chosen to participate in onboarding and training programs.
One of the advantages these grants will help is going to give us a huge boost because it will allow us to reach out to more clients. It will also help us to improve the quality of our services.
With the help of this grant, it's going to help our brand to purchase a pelleting machine that will help increase our production capacity from 10 bags every week to 50 bags every week.
This grant will really help me and to boost me and help me to be in the market. I will also be able to raise other people and teach other people at a subsidized rate.
Thus, the Ibom Ignite 2023 Business Grant Pitch competition commenced, providing invaluable support for existing business owners and startups within Akwa Ibom State. From the 18th to the 20th of September 2023, 100 ambitious entrepreneurs embarked on a transformative journey. They were immersed in intensive training, assessment, coaching, and pitch competition. After a rigorous selection process, the top 20 finalists, comprising of 10 existing business owners and 10 startups, advanced to the next phase of the competition.
So then how do you feel moving from 100 to 20 and then to top 10 finalists? How do you feel?
Seeing myself at this level, I'm excited, but I won't say it's very challenging and multitasking.
What big lesson have you taken from this?
Okay, apart from I've learned other things, I've learned confidence. In the way I'm able to communicate my business to other people and to the group.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very, very sure that you're going to apply this confidence and everything to your business. I can't wait to see all around newspapers very soon. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Well, I have learned a lot, right from the first day to the last day. But I am taking the storytelling part of it.
Okay.
Because it has exposed me on how to relate my personal story to my business.
Before now and after now, when you leave here after everything, how will you apply the storytelling to your business?
It helps a lot because of producing the products in Akwa Ibom and then present it to marketers as a new product.
Yes.
And it needs a good storytelling to convince the marketers.
Okay.
And over here in Akwa Ibom, 80% of marketers are Igbos.
Oh, okay.
You see, so you need to convince them that what is produced in Akwa Ibom is the best.
Okay.
So you need a lot of storytelling.
Before now, your communication skills were low?
Yeah, I would say it was 30%, but now I think 98, if not 100.
Wow, so that means you owe Ibom Ignite a big one because they really tried.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how are you going to put this into use?
I think from now henceforth, I'll be able to pitch my business anywhere because I have that confidence to talk about my business.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you.
These dynamic 20 entrepreneurs showcased their vision through impactful demo videos. From this pool, the top 10 finalists emerged for the final stage of the competition. It took place on the 25th of September 2023. On this momentous day, The 10 brightest and most industrious entrepreneurs for Akwa Ibom State pitched their dreams before a distinguished panel of expert trainers and investors. The finalists underwent rigorous tuning and refining by these experienced professionals, ultimately resulting in the selection of the deserving winners.
Can I see your bank statement?
Let me explain.
No, can I see your bank statement?
Yes, you can see.
Is it 500,000 there?
Let me explain.
Can I see your bank statement now?
Yes, you can see.
Is it 500,000 there?
Let me explain.
Can I see your bank statement?
Yes, it's there.
Is it 500,000 there?
Yes,
it's there.
Yeah, but it's not whole 500,000.
No. I need to see the whole 500,000. You know what? Now, as a business person, and once you don't name your money and push it in the direction for which it will go, I can guarantee you, give it the next 2 weeks, that 500,000 is diverted to something else, because something else will call for your attention that needs that money.
Oh, but if you knew about the pitch and you were praying to God to be selected, you are supposed to be ready. So that when the phone call comes and says, meet me in this place in an hour's time and make your presentation, you are there with your entire luggage of everything that you're selling, samples of each.